big series against Illinois coming up this weekend, and then on to Omaha for the Big Ten tournament. I'm Kyle Charters with Ben Turner and the head baseball coach, Greg Goff, for This Week in Purdue Baseball, presented by Birck-Boilermaker Golf Complex. Coach, a couple of big wins on the road last week. You extended that road winning streak to 9 games before falling to Michigan on Saturday as the Wolverines walked it off. But, man, those were a couple of good victories against UIC in the midweek game, and then that Friday night 4-0 victory. Jordan Morales, who's the Big Ten pitcher of the week. Keenan Spence, who we'll have on the program in our player spotlight a little bit later, hits a couple of home runs and has a home run saving catch as well. It was a good week with those 2 road victories.
It was, really, started the week off at UIC, a place that we had not won in a while, and so they're a really good team, and just really excited to go up there and play really well. We had the lead, lost the lead, and then we got the lead back, and I just felt like the guys played really well, and then went right into the weekend with Jordan and how he started for us on Friday. I thought Friday's game, I don't know about you guys, but I thought Friday's game we played really, really well in all aspects: pitching, defense, and timely hitting. All facets of the game. It was awesome to watch them on Friday.
Yeah, Ben called it on the air that it was an NCAA regional type performance by your team. Really just played outstanding, and Keenan Spence in particular was really good, along with Morales, the pitching, and Avery Cook as well.
Yeah.
But for Spence, just what a game. I mean, we have seen the potential that he has had. Hits the ball really hard.
Yes.
More than 100 miles an hour sometimes. Off the bat when he really connects with it. Double-figure home runs. He hits 2 of them on Friday night. I think 399 and 416 feet, which is a long ways. But, man, what a performance and what a player and what a guy. It was fun to watch.
It was. That's about how your golf shots are, aren't they?
Well, they go –
a little curve, little curvy. No, it was. It was – you could just see it coming. The batting practice and things of that nature. He started staying inside the ball, and it was awesome to see. And he's a guy that I think will continue to get better, and next year, even be even better than he is this year. So I love Keenan. He's got great personality, great young man, and we're very thankful that he's here.
And 4 different Boilermakers homered on Tuesday at UIC. So that coupled with Caskinet's home run on Saturday, the power was back after the ballpark didn't really provide it as much against Indiana that last weekend at Alexander. And it was nice to see it come back as quickly as it did. You go up to UIC and win that game, and home runs were a huge part of it. And they've been a big part of this season with 67, second most in team history. I know you love to play in different ways, but you've also admitted you would be perfectly fine with a team that could just hit a ton of home runs. And you've done a little bit of both this year, which is nice. We talk about the balance in offense, and you've had that.
That's right, Ben. I think it's really important that you have balance. And, we got some guys at the top of the order that can run and put some pressure on guys, and we got some guys throughout the lineup that can hit the ball over the fence. And, especially in tight games, and you saw that on Friday, you're not going to get 8, 10, 12 hits usually. You're going to get, 7 to 9, and you got to hope some of those are over the fence, to be honest with you. That's how you kind of win and beat good pitchers, and, we were able to do that on Friday. I thought their guy threw really well, and, Keenan got a couple of mistakes and made them pay for it.
Yeah, Kurt Barr really did pitch amazingly for Michigan, especially the first time through the lineup. We were like, whoa, where'd this guy come from? Especially having just pitched on Sunday. He was only on 4 days rest. He was also sick. And yet Keenan Spence, he gets to see him for a second and third time, and it paid off.
That's right.
But as Kyle mentioned earlier, don't overlook who essentially won the game for you, and that's Jordan Morales.
That's right.
Because if he doesn't keep them off the scoreboard as long as he did, that game would have been a whole lot different.
And it's hard to do. It's hard to pitch when your team's not scoring. And so he's just able to just manage the game. He just stays competitive throughout the game, and our guys love playing behind him because they know he's going to battle and compete for them and give us a chance.
It's hard to win series on the road, and Michigan was able to win on Saturday and Sunday to take the series. But you put yourself still in a position going into this last weekend where all your goals are ahead of you. Now, it's going to take a big weekend against Illinois, certainly, and the Illini are very good. But, before the season started, you would have certainly put yourself right in this position.
No doubt.
And thought that, man, if we have a chance to win this thing playing back at home, we'll take that.
That's right. It's exciting. It's just such an exciting time. I'm so thankful for the support and all the people that have interest in our program at this point, all the media that's covering our games now and things of that nature. It's just an exciting time for our program, and I'm just so grateful that you guys and all the support that we have here. The attendance has been unbelievable, and what more can you ask for? That's what I told our players. You heard me on the bus on Sunday when we got back. We start the week 0-0. We got 3 opportunities this week, and we have a chance to do something that hadn't been done in a while, and that's play for a Big Ten championship coming down to the last weekend.
And I've said this about your team too. It sort of echo your personality a little bit. I think more than any other team you've had here at Purdue. They don't like to lose. That's clear after losses, I think, where it just seems like they are frustrated, I think, feel like maybe missed a couple opportunities here or there. That can be that kind of energy can be good. I mean, it needs to be able to be refocused, and I think, you guys have done a good job of getting this team to sort of refocus that energy in the right direction. But that'll be a key this week against Illinois.
No doubt. Illinois is a really good club. They're in first place for a reason, and they've taken care of business up until this point. But, I love our chances here. I love our chances at home, and our guys are excited. I just, when I was talking with our players on Sunday on the bus, I could just see them just have some at peace where they are, and just excited for this week. And who would have thought? Most people picked us 11th, 13th in the league, and for us to be at the top of the league and have a chance to play Illinois is pretty exciting.
There were a lot of streaks within streaks, it felt like, didn't trail, held the lead, etc. And when I was looking back at Sunday, and like something weird felt about Sunday's game, like, oh yeah, they didn't have the lead at any point. And I went back and looked, and I was like, okay, well maybe there was one against East TSU where that happened. No.
Right.
Maybe there was one that happened against NES State. No.
Right.
I ended up back in Iowa, game 2 of the Big Ten season, and I was like, how is that possible? But it speaks to how well they've played, your team has played over the last 6 weeks, all of conference play. To have to go back to the second game of Big Ten play on March 23rd to find the last game that you hadn't led was remarkable, and just shows, you talk about wanting to play downhill.
Yeah.
And whether you won the game or not,
right,
at least at one point or another, you were playing downhill.
No doubt, Ben. And I think this is just, our guys, it's just so fun to watch them, man. When they put that uniform on, they are ready to go. From the time that guy says play ball, they are working and trying to, find ways to score and get ahead and us to play downhill. And it's just been, for me, it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun.
Playing for seeding, of course. We'll be back in Omaha this year, which was one of the big goals. And, man, if you look at the Big Ten, I don't think there'll be – no matter what happens this weekend, right?
Right.
There will not be a team, I don't think, out there that you're like, this team is the one that's going to favor. I think 1 through 8 in Omaha you feel like will have an opportunity, your team included. If you win that tournament, you get an automatic bid to the NCAA, which would be huge, obviously also. But it is wild. It's wide open, maybe more wide open than it has ever been.
To me, this year, the parity of the league is the best. You look at everybody's record. 1-2 games separates 5 or 6 teams, and so I think it's a lot of parity. I don't think we've played anybody. We haven't played Nebraska, but everybody that we've played, I feel like we match up with, and I love our team's chances. As you know, I think when our team gets to that tournament and figures out, hey, this is what we got to do, I know they're going to be ready to go, guys. Yeah.
And a message for maybe the committee, the Big Ten's parity should not be punished. And I'll say that. Maybe you don't want to, but the parity should not be punished.
That's right.
Going into to the big selection day. Yep. 3 games against Illinois this weekend, all televised. We like when you listen on the radio too. But a couple late ones on Thursday and Friday, and then the afternoon game on Saturday. Those are the 8 o'clock. You might end up playing a late game too in Omaha, but do you do anything different to prepare for a game, back to back that are going to be into the evening?
That was a little bit different than when we got the email yesterday. With that, I hope it don't hurt our crowds. 8 o'clock on a Thursday night, it's pretty tough for school kids and things like that. So, we'll probably hit early. We'll probably have some small groups earlier throughout the day on Thursday and Friday. And then we'll show back up and do our normal routine. But we normally have to do some type of an activity and get them back in and just move them around a little bit, those days before. So get your coffee, get your energy drinks, and everything else. We got to have everybody out to Alexander on Thursday and Friday and Saturday.
True night games.
True night games.
It's worth it. The BTN will have us in the spotlight.
Oh, yeah.
Alexander will look amazing under the
Yeah.
lights. With the weather, will be ideal, I'm sure, as well.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
That's right.
They have the ability to change game times, and they did. So.
That's right. Should be fun. Should be a lot of fun. And, man, I can't wait to get out there and get back home and see our fans.
Well, it will be an excellent weekend. Definitely looking forward to the trip back to Omaha as well. We'll certainly be there. All right. Thank you, Coach.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. Keenan Spence, our guest. That's coming up next on This Week in Purdue Baseball. Tee up for excitement at Ackerman Allen Course, Birck-Boilermaker Golf Complex. We're officially open for the season. Hear your tee time now at PurdueGolf.com. Welcome back to This Week in Purdue Baseball. Happy to bring in our guest, Keenan Spence, coming off just a fantastic performance this weekend at Michigan. I think Friday's game will go down, Keenan, as the Keenan Spence game. 2 home runs in the contest and a 4-0 victory. You also made a spectacular catch in right field that may or may not have been a home run. I guess we'll ask you your opinion of that. Would that have been a home run? And sort of take us through that play. It was a big one at the time, and it is a big one now. But you were able to save a big hit, maybe even save a run.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you get to pick up your pitcher, it's always a great feeling. I saw it go up in the air. I felt like I had a play on it. I knew it was hit well. I just didn't give up on it. I kept going back, and when I jumped up, I caught the ball. I saw the wall sort of in my peripheral. So I kind of didn't realize as I was going back that it would end up being the sort of catch that it was. But, yeah, after I came down, I was like, hold on, I might have just did something right there. So, yeah, it was cool because I also came down and I looked back and I see no one's reacting because I didn't realize that people didn't realize I didn't catch the ball. And I threw it back in and then everyone got excited and it was a cool moment.
Yeah, I did not have the best vantage point on it, but you also just fooled me. I had no idea whether you had caught the ball. I think Ben saw it a little bit better than I did. But you fooled a lot of people. You look so casual about it. Do you think it would have was it headed over or not? Do you know?
Yeah, I think so. I looked over at Coop at one point. I was like, hey, Coop, was that going over right there? And he said, yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Well,
so I believe him.
He had just done the same thing Tuesday at UIC to save a home run, so that was cool to see that happen 2 games in a row to back up your pitchers. Meanwhile, at the plate, that game was still scoreless when you made that catch. Your first of the 2 home runs broke that scoreless stalemate. Did you feel either of those swings that you barreled that ball up better than the other one?
I feel like the first one, they kept coming at me with the breaking balls in the zone. I kind of taken a couple of them. And I was a little frustrated because, going into the at-bat, I told Gaffney, I was like, I know I'm going to see it. So I'm gonna hit it well. And he throws the first pitch, and I take it, and I kind of start laughing because, I just talked about it with Gaffney. I'm like, all right, well, I messed that up. But he came back with it a couple of pitches later, and then I was able to put a barrel in it. And that one felt really good, especially just in the moment and the type of game it was. So it was a great moment just to get the lead for the team.
And that was facing that starting pitcher, I think, for either the second or third time, maybe the third time. And usually that advantage goes to the hitter, and you took advantage of it in a big way. How did you going into that at bat? Like you felt much more comfortable against him. He got off to a pretty good start against us.
Yeah, for sure. Even my first at bat, I struck out. A lot of us did, especially first time through the order. But you just got to make adjustments. I felt like I was seeing the ball well. My at bat before that, I hit a ball hard. So going into that one, I felt really good, and I had all the confidence in the world, even with 2 strikes right there, that I was going to put a barrel on something.
The intentional walks then started on Saturday after your 2 home runs on Friday. Then you moved up into the cleanup spot for Sunday's game. Just what did you think about sort of the respect then that Michigan gave you after your big performance on Friday night?
It was a little bit bittersweet, I guess. It's always it always feels good when you feel like you've been doing some damage and the other team kind of pays respect to that. But at the same time, when you're feeling good, you just want to get the opportunity to swing the bat. So I kind of laughed a couple of times when I got up there looking over at the Michigan's dugout. I'm not sure if they appreciated that or not, but I was just looking to swing the bat and help out my team.
Yeah, just your growth this year. It seems like that I don't know that early on in the season you would have seen those curveballs quite so well and been able to hit them over the fence. It seemed like, maybe the first couple of games you were sort of still getting used to the breaking stuff from the opponents. But it seems like you've made a lot of strides. Do you feel like you're becoming more well-rounded at the plate as the season has gone on?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's how it's been with me my first couple seasons in JUCO as well. Just kind of got up to a slow start, which can be frustrating. But as long as I just stick with it, I know that I'll kind of start to tighten up and things start to lock in, and I start seeing the ball better. And being a big guy, I always know coming up to the plate that it's going to keep flipping this stuff in. So as long as I can recognize it and just kind of trust myself enough, I can crush that stuff.
You mentioned adjustments, and that's such a big part of hitting, but life in general is about reps. And just those more reps you get at this level, whether it was when you first came over and started playing junior college baseball or now, the comfort level just has to build up. And being in the lineup more consistently, I suppose, is a big part of it as well, to get those consistent at-bats throughout the season.
Yeah, I mean, that's huge for me. I've been grateful for how many opportunities I've been able to get while being here at Purdue and at my old school at Howard College, because coming from Australia, we just didn't play enough games. You didn't get enough at-bats. So, I mean, coming over, it was a real rude awakening. I just had to get thrown out there and just be able to figure it out myself. And each time I've just been able to adjust and become more comfortable as the season goes on.
Let's talk a little bit about that road from Australia, the Melbourne area, correct, to first Texas, and now here at Purdue, Howard College in wide open West Texas. I can only imagine what it was like to come there from Australia. Texas Tech, I think, was in the mix on you originally, that maybe you had committed there and it didn't work out for whatever reason. You end up at junior college and put up some big numbers there and caught Purdue's attention. Can you tell us how it all kind of came to be from Australia to Texas to here?
Yes, I mean, I committed to Texas Tech out of high school. It just doesn't end up working out. But, well, I mean, in hindsight, I was upset at the time, but in hindsight, it really was great for me because I got the opportunity to go to JUCO, and that's where I just was able to get opportunities, even though at first I wasn't playing well. Just kept getting out in the field, kept getting in the box, and just got the chance to adjust. So, I mean, from there, it was an interesting experience. Ended up in West Texas in the middle of nowhere because I was looking forward to going to the big school, but, I mean, ending up where I was, I think everything just worked out how it needed to.
Let's talk a little bit about your family. Your parents met at Colorado. Your dad's American. Your mom is Australian. You were born in Australia. They live there now. Joe Stevens, obviously, also Australian on the team. Just how has that been, being so far away from home and from them, and do they get to watch, listen? What do they do to keep up with your career?
Yeah, they watch as much as they can. I mean, it can be tough, obviously. Not even just with the distance, with the time difference as well. Communicating, either it's got to be early in the morning or late at night. But they watch every game, whether it's got to be on the radio or they can watch on TV with just back at home trying to figure it out, VPN, whatever it takes. But they're so supportive of me, and I'm so grateful to have them in my life because they've made me into the man and player I am today. Yeah. So, I love my parents. So.
What was baseball like for you growing up then there? What's sort of you play Little League, what's the baseball programs like there?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's similar. Like, coming up through Little League, you can, you got the Little League World Series, which you can lead into coming out of Australia if you win enough tournaments and stuff, which I was trying to do when I was a little kid, but unfortunately didn't get the opportunity. But it's definitely an interesting experience because going through like junior baseball and then getting into senior baseball, once you turn 14, you can play with the grown people. Yeah. So I mean, you can be playing a senior game, and the starter can be a ex-professional player throwing 90 miles an hour, and maybe the reliever's a sidearm throwing 45-year-old dad. But yeah, you don't know what you're gonna get. It can be pretty inconsistent, but definitely up and down. Yeah.
The Melbourne Aces, was that one of those experiences that you had where it's a mix of guys of all skill levels like that? Was that was a semi-pro team of some sort?
So that's our professional league. We have the Australian Baseball League, and that's definitely consistent. Those are guys that are either over there getting some reps in because they play in a pro team over here with MLB organization, or maybe they're guys that are looking to try and get signs. But it's a pretty legit league. There's great talent, and I was happy I was able to get a little bit of a taste of that and just be around the professional environment, professional players, and see how they work.
Joe told us last year that there's quite the camaraderie among Australian guys that have come over to the States and had an opportunity, whether it was in college or the major league level or whatever. He said he even had coffee one day with Liam Hendricks, former White Sox closer, big league pitcher still in Arizona one year. Have you felt that as well, that camaraderie among fellow Aussies over here?
Yeah, that's one of the nice things about, I guess, kind of having a smaller baseball community in Australia. I mean, it's bigger than what people perceive it to be, but at the same time, it's still small enough where a lot of us know each other, whether we played on national teams or playing each other in national tournaments or traveling overseas together. But yeah, definitely it's nice to have the camaraderie because you can discuss, see how other guys are doing, what their experiences are like, what they've learned, what they wish they knew going into it, and then at the same time, they're also away from their families and their homes, so it's you can talk with them about that and stuff, and it's always cool to see who's doing what. I mean, they got Travis Bazzana. He was someone I grew up with, and I mean, I love seeing him play and seeing what he's doing and what he's going to keep doing. Joe, of course, as well. Just the things he's done this season, it's just great to see.
Considering your stature, did people try to pull you away from baseball, from maybe Australian rules football or rugby or some of the more physical-oriented sports? I mean, because as we say, you're the first guy off the bus. You look the part out there.
Surprisingly, no. I mean, growing up, I was a real skinny kid, honestly. So, I mean, I wasn't really eating much. I was all skin and bones. I always had I always had the height. I feel like I was stronger than what I looked because I was just skin and bone. But, I mean, as I just got to around 14, I started working out a lot more, eating a lot more, and so that just really played a big part into that. But yeah, surprisingly, no one was trying to drag me and get me playing rugby or AFL. But I was just so focused on baseball, I would have just been tunnel vision anyway.
Fair enough. Well, we're glad to have you on the diamond. It's a good place for you.
No batting gloves. You're anti-batting gloves, no matter the temperature. I mean, we play in some cold weather, but you were up there, just you and the bat. Is that you've always done that?
I started doing it my freshman year at junior college. I mean, I've always worn batting gloves, but especially being a JUCO, I was number one. It kind of saved money, just not having to buy more batting gloves. But the next thing was, point. I think I had a game one time where I came up no batting gloves. I had a good game, so I was like, all right, I'll keep going with that. I'm not a very superstitious person, but I mean, it works. And then I just kept playing well. I just felt like I was one with the bat in some way. But yeah, I just kept going with it. And then here as well, I mean, I've got pretty big hands, so sometimes it can be hard to find batting gloves in my size. So yeah, I just keep rocking with it.
The closest thing to Zach Eady that we have on the current roster with Purdue baseball. We love to give you a chance to do some shout-outs for teammates, whether it's somebody in the outfield with you, somebody in the lineup, a pitcher that's been shining, who deserves some love on This Week in Purdue Baseball.
I mean, of course, Jordan Morales, J Money, J Dollar. I got a whole bunch of nicknames for him, but he's so consistent. He's a great guy to have around as well. Great teammate, and just like with anyone else, everyone is willing to take a punch or throw a punch for the guy next to them. And I'm real fortunate to be around the guys we have because everyone's close, great team. Special other shout-outs, I guess, Logan Sutter, that's my man, Chase Brown, Ennis Hayden, all my boys. Well, I mean, I could list off the whole team. I mean, I got nicknames for everybody.
Nice. Well, Ski nearly did last week, so we have no time limit. So by all means, if you have more to bring out. We like to close out the player segment with what we call personal preferences. And again, there are no wrong answers. We're just trying to learn more about you, but we do have you pick a number, and I reset the list this week between 1 and 29, so lots of options.
Let's go with 12.
12. A band or musical artist you'd love to see play Purdue?
Play at Purdue?
Yep.
Either Lil Baby, just for the hype, just for some rap, or some guys are gonna give me some. They're gonna make fun of me for this. Probably like Brent Fayez. So you guys, I don't know if you guys.
No, is that an Australian act or is that no?
Nah.
Is it? I know the bus driver was rocking some good R&B after the win on Friday.
Yeah, she was.
Tell us more about Brent. Is he an R&B artist, electronic artist?
Yeah, he's an R&B artist. Yeah, I mean,
Maybe they could rock it, Alexander. That was Ski's idea last week. I forgot to take that question off the list, so you both doubled up. But you got some good answers there regardless. All right, between 1 and 29, don't pick 12.
23.
23. Sport other than baseball you most enjoy playing?
Gotta be basketball. I mean, I'm someone that can jump a little bit, so I can have some fun on the court sometimes.
No doubt. Did you make it to some games at Mackey this season?
I did. Yeah, it was a crazy environment, crazy experience. It was cool to be around, and it's like we have nothing like that in Australia, especially at the college level for this. So
Sure.
it's insane to see for sure.
Basketball in Australia has come a long way, though, in the last 20 years or so. And, I mean, they're a contender now for medals at national Olympics and stuff. So it's cool to see what they've done down under with the sport there. Last one, between 1 and 29, don't pick 12, don't pick 23.
27.
27. All right, foreign country you'd most like to visit. And this one tends to be a little more wide open for you, I suppose.
I've been to Japan a couple times. I think I'd just love to go back there. I mean, there's a big baseball culture there, so we've coming from Australia, we play up there a couple times, and that was just an amazing experience. I really enjoyed it there. The people, the place itself, it's so clean, it's respectful. I mean, there's different stuff. The technology, it's great. So I'd love to go back there again one day.
So big weekend this weekend. Illinois coming into town at Alexander Field. A couple of primetime night games at the ballpark on Thursday and Friday, and then the afternoon game on Saturday. Just guys got a big opportunity coming up with the first place Illini coming into town. Just what's the mindset like going into the weekend?
I think the biggest focus is just focusing on what we can control and making sure that we're prepared for the weekend. I feel like I've seen with our team, we always rise to the occasion, whether that's the other team's getting a bit chippy or if it's a big game. I mean, I trust our guys to go out there and get the job done, especially Thursday night this week when we got J-Mo going out there, so he's going to take care of business. I know that.
Well, it's been fun to watch you this year, certainly, and keep it going this weekend and into Omaha.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, that'll do it for this podcast and for our podcast all year. It's been great to have all the players on, Greg Goff as well. Been a privilege to be able to talk to him every week. Want to give special thanks to Corey Palm and McCarty Cummings with Broadcast Services for producing these each week. We do know that takes a lot of time and appreciate their work as well. All right, that'll do it for this week and this season. For Ben Turner, I'm Kyle Charters. Thanks for watching. This is This Week in Purdue Baseball, presented by